Yes, Farina is just a girl, and that is why she's such an interesting Archon. Welcome back to Genshin Lore with Almabeat. You may have heard my rant, but I had to make a part 2 to explain. So up until this point, all the Archons have kind of been these eternal creatures who are very old. And they've existed pretty much since the Archon War, with Venti and Zhongli having been there prior. Venti's been asleep for 500 years, and A has not been around for 500 years. She kind of left her puppet to deal it. Nahida was locked up for 500 years, so she wasn't able to be the Archon. And the only Archon who has been Archon for the past 500 years is Zhongli. He came down once a year during the Rite of Ascension to talk to his people. And you know what he fucking did? He quit being Archon. Why did he fucking quit? Because it's a shitty job. All his Yaks are dying. He has to manage everything. The Gnosis, the Zaritza came for. He said, you know what, take it. I'm gonna take this boy right here. No, that's not real. But needless to say, all the Archons so far either weren't being the Archons or quit. And then we have Farina. And Farina, she's playful. She's like what it means to like Taylor Swift. She's your everyday girl. I've seen y'all saying she's a mirror ball girly. You are correct. She tries so hard, and she may not be the most powerful. We know she's older than Nahida because we were told that the Sumeru Archon was the youngest. So she's been around for longer than 500 years, and she has been trying to keep it together. She kind of, we know, comes into her Archonship at some point, and there's this prophecy looming over her head that she will be alone one day and crying tears. And what happens, if you remember, when Farina becomes Archon? All the Oceanids flee. They don't respect her and they don't recognize her. And that is kind of something that everyone has done to Farina, including the Genshin fandom. And I think that's why it's so really unique and cool point to her story that no one believes in her. But if you notice, I feel like Neuvillette does. That's why, and spoilers ahead, at the end of the Archon quest that just came out in 4.1, I feel like he doesn't really suggest the dragons get the Gnosis back. He's like, you could, and I could do it if I got my powers back, but I think you should look for another way. And I think he's really edging the Traveler to helping Farina, because like when she stands up to Arlecchino, she has been doing something. Whatever is going on with the Oratrice, and I have a lot of theories about that, let me know if you want to hear about them, is Farina's plan. That is pretty clear. She is mining. And maybe it's in concert with someone else because she doesn't know all the details. Maybe she's 3 people. Maybe she has multiple personalities. There's a lot of reasons that would mean Farina doesn't have all her agency at the time she's sitting there with Arlecchino. But she is a girl boss because she stands up to her. She says, she lets Arlecchino walk all over her, except when it comes to Archonship. She stands up and she says, how dare you say I haven't been doing anything? How dare you accuse me of that? I have been doing everything in my power possible. And don't forget, she doesn't even have the Gnosis. She's doing all of this without the power that she's supposed to hold. When everyone abandons her and half her own people don't even believe she's the Archon, even if they fawn over her. And we can talk about her public image and what that means, but that'll have to be in another video. As always, like and follow if you like this, and check out my upcoming poetry book inspired partially by Genshin's Slow Burn.